What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 20 of the Gamefall podcast. I'm Kyle Sherman, and seated to my right, Mr. John McVeigh.
We're a fortnight out. I said Fortnite. Now we don't have to mention that dumb game, but we're a fortnight out from Pokemon.
Moving on. We're going to kick things off the way we always do, John. What have you been playing lately?
Nothing. Again, because I haven't had time, which is fine. But I did just download Diablo 3 for the Switch. So we'll probably be playing that sometime this evening after shooting.
Solid move. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
And how is it?
Still enjoying it. Haven't had a ton of time to play it. You know, work gets in the way.
Yes.
A lot. And it's a long game, and it has a lot of open areas and lots of side quests and stuff like that to do. There's a couple areas in each region where you can, like, get these, you know, sort of community...
So
like, they're just sort of random, like, tasks and stuff. But they keep popping up, and so at first I was trying to do them all, but they just kept popping up, and I was just like, okay, eventually I just moved on, so I don't really do those anymore. So now I'm just doing the main side missions, as well as the, you know, clearing all the other stuff. So
in true Ubisoft fashion.
Yeah, there's a lot to do, so...
inundate you with useless secondary objectives.
Yeah, so... I kind of stopped doing those, but...
They did that in Starlink.
Very enjoying
as well.
I just got to the third region, sort of, or fourth region, which is sort of Thermopylae, you know, the battle for
Thermopylae.
The hot gates, dude. I ran through the hot gates.
Did you, like, take some enemies with you and then hot gate them?
No, unfortunately there weren't any enemies. I hope there's
missed
enemies
opportunity.
later on. I know, right? But I did see the original tomb of Leonidas.
Nice.
Where they buried him there before they returned his remains to Sparta.
Nice.
So that was exciting. That's where I am currently, still in that region. Although I'm no longer right by the hot gates. I'm further out, Bay of Xerxes. So good stuff. Getting further in the main story mission, it's kind of biting now.
You know what would be a cool game?
What?
Homer's Odyssey.
That would be pretty epic. Because it's literally an epic.
He could be in Assassin's Creed. He could be an assassin. You don't know.
Well,
it would have actually made more sense.
Herodotus is in this game. He's sort of that famous person. You know how you had Leonardo da Vinci before?
Yes.
You've had these famous people, and so in this one it's Herodotus.
Maybe there'll be a Easter egg about Homer at some point.
They talked about, oh my gosh...
The Simpsons?
No. Odysseus. So,
okay.
The Odyssey.
Yes.
I don't know why. It's literally in the game title. It's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Odysseus.
It was two
on the nose.
Two on the nose.
So, yeah, enjoying it. Gonna play it some more. I purchased Red Dead.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, haven't played it yet. Not going to play it for a while. But I was able to still get the pre-order bonuses, which was minimal. But
what were they? Do you remember?
I don't remember what they were off the top of my head. But
that's how necessary they were.
Well, because I haven't even really looked at it. So I'm fully in on Assassin's Creed. Then I'll do some Red Dead or I'll do something else. I just wanted to dive in, get going on Assassin's Creed. I'm not going to be able to play it much this weekend. We're filming here on Friday night this week. I'm going to be out of town Saturday, going down to God's country to cheer on the 8th ranked Washington State Cougars.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs indeed. Oh, I forgot my jersey. Whatever, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain and be cold, so I have plenty of other gear. But
remember, you don't have to wear the jersey tomorrow.
I make John wear a jersey.
I have to wear the jersey.
Yeah, which was hilarious because he even did it during the game against University of Oregon, and his family's big Ducks fans.
I'm sorry, Michael. I'm sorry. I don't have an Oregon jersey. So
I've corrupted him. He's one of us now.
And I do live near Pullman, so I should support them.
You've probably been to more Washington State University sporting events than you have University of Oregon sporting events.
No question.
Because I keep dragging you to them. Anyway, so I won't be able to play it much. I'll get back midday Sunday, and I'll put in some more hours, but not really able to play it much Friday because I'm here at John's house. Then I won't be able to play much Saturday because I'll be down in Pullman for the game, and then I'll stay overnight because it's a 7:45 p.m. kickoff, which is brutal. So yeah, Sunday will be my only day to play it this weekend, but looking forward to it. And with that, let's get into some news, John. Some news. We'll start with Xbox. We don't start with Xbox often, but this isn't really necessarily an Xbox story. It's a Microsoft story. And this one, coming from IGN, Colin Stevens, and he says, Xbox Games Pass is coming to PC. This announcement made by Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. And
you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You can play all the games you want on your Surface tablet.
Yes, thank you, John.
Because when they mean PC, they mean anything that runs Windows 10.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's cool. I'm not going to dive into this too much. You're going to, all those Xbox games that you can play on Games Pass, you'll be able to play on your PC too. That's a strong move by Microsoft to expand the brand.
I don't quite understand how that wasn't already in place before, but I'm glad they fixed it.
It might have worked with certain titles that were available.
It's supposedly going to work with everything now.
Yeah.
According to Colin Stevens.
Exactly. So, strong move by Microsoft. Good for them, trying to expand the brand, do good things. And a healthy competition between Microsoft and Sony is good for the gamers. So,
Indeed.
Regardless of what console you are a fan of, them competing, them both doing well, is good for us.
In fact, if they hadn't done Games Pass, I don't think we'd have ever seen downloadable options on PlayStation Now. So, there you go.
Yeah. Next news item. This one. Coming from Mr. Joe Screbbles.
Sorry if we mispronounced your name.
Yes, sorry, but, we don't know you personally. So,
it doesn't matter.
Medieval coming to the PlayStation 4, and this is not a remaster.
Medieval? Because I always say medieval.
It depends. Sort of the history person in me says medieval.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, medieval, because technically it's an IE, medieval.
Or is it me die evil? I'm just being silly. Sorry.
Anyway, coming to the PS4, this is not a remaster. This is a remake from the ground up, sort of like we've seen with a couple other things. Spyro.
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash.
That's all I got.
Other things. Was the...
Wind Waker?
No.
They added stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, so it's not going to be a remaster, it's a remake, so they're going to build this from the ground up. It's going to be in 4K. It's going to look good. Saw the little teaser trailer.
I did too. I don't know why it needs to be in 4K though.
No, it's a very cartoon game.
Yeah.
But it's cool that it's coming. Obviously it's got a pretty cult following, I'll say.
I played the opening at one of my friend's house, and I had no idea what the heck.
Literally, my only knowledge of the game is from PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Which I misspoke earlier off camera and said from Smash, because I had Smash on the brain from our topic of the show, which we'll get to in a little bit, and John died a little bit inside, but...
I did. Because
what are you going to do?
It's so good. It's so good by itself.
It was. But so that's really my only knowledge of Sir Daniel.
Yes.
But coming to the PS4, so if it's a decent price, I might check it out, but it's not high on my...
$40 or $30, like not $60.
Yeah, it better not be $60. I know they're putting a lot of effort in, but $60 would be steep for that.
They're putting in a lot of effort.
Make it a Ratchet and Clank style.
Yeah, a whole new remake. Oh yeah, Ratchet and Clank remake. There you go, right there. Ratchet and Clank. That was $40, and that was, in my opinion, and I have no idea because again I only played like 30 minutes of this game. That's like way more game than I think Medieval is, but I don't know because I haven't played all of it, so don't get upset.
We're gonna keep cooking through these because we got a lot of news items. Next one, all these today coming from IGN because that's where I had time to look. This one from Adam Bankhurst. Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil, and Resident Evil 0 all announced for the Nintendo Switch coming in 2019. John, does this make you excited?
Yes. However, not as excited as I would have been if they'd have said Resident Evil 5.
And for some people out there that may be like, Resident Evil 5 wasn't even like, a true Resident Evil game. We thoroughly enjoyed Resident Evil 5 because it had co-op and we could play together, and because eventually you could unlock those weapons and just do speed runs. If you're gonna do that, you buy the unlimited ammo for the rocket launcher. Nobody can stop you. Nobody.
And then your next...
How many times did we beat that game?
We beat it like 3 times in the morning.
Yeah.
One time.
Speed runs. It was
fantastic.
fantastic.
And then your next option... See, I was just illustrating. We could co-op this. Granted, I need 2 Joy-Con. I get it. For each person. I understand. However, excellent game. Yeah, as he said, infinite ammo number 1, the rocket launcher. Infinite ammo number 2... Was it a Magnum or was it a Deagle?
The Magnum.
The Magnum. There you go. And then after that, you don't need anything else, because you got your instant boss kills, you got your far away kills, and you got the Magnum for the close up.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
And you could just haul ass through those missions. It was great.
It was
great. I don't think I've ever beaten a game that many times.
My favorite was when we the first boss we killed, like instant kill that we thought we were gonna have a hard time, was like that boss that traps you in the flame room.
Oh yeah.
And so we killed him because he pops in there, and then that
we
was
both
it.
just like 2 rockets.
Yeah.
Dead.
And then we were like, oh no, the Wesker fight, this is gonna be terrible.
Wesker.
And we shot him once, and it skipped to the total end cutscene, and we're like, we don't have to do the quick time rock thing? This is amazing!
Yeah. It was fantastic. Of course, we had to beat it like 3 or 4 times before we could get the unlimited rockets, but...
I really am excited for Resident Evil 4, though. Originally came out on the Nintendo GameCube. They said they would not port it to any other console anytime, ever. What they were really referring to was that generation, and then, they want money, so obviously they ported it to everything they could.
I played 4 on the Wii.
On the Wii, yeah.
Yeah, that
was
version
actually
of it.
a lot better than on the GameCube.
It was good.
I will tell you that.
So I'm excited. Like, I'd be excited to play that one again. I never played Resident Evil or Resident Evil 0, so...
This might be the 3rd or 4th time I might buy Resident Evil 4.
It was a solid game, so... cool. I like that Nintendo's sort of bringing back some classics to bolster up that library. Because...
Yeah, I don't know if Capcom did this on their own willingly, or if they maybe tossed them some cash.
Who knows?
But either way, it's awesome.
Sticking with Nintendo, Joe Scrubbles once again, Screebles, however you say his name. Joe, our boy Joe. And his article, according to Joe, Fallout 76 on Switch wasn't doable according to Bethesda, which... Bethesda, you're breaking John's heart. Oh, don't pretend like that's not a big deal to you. Bethesda sorry. Owns you, man.
I'm sorry.
Bethesda puts out a game, John.
This is very humorous to me, because the only company that's been doing the quote impossible, a la Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, on Switch. If you can get that running on Switch, I'm not entirely sure why you can't get Fallout 76 with, probably granted, Xbox 360 era graphics running.
Or is it the multiplayer that makes it too much to handle?
See, I would understand maybe the multiplayer, because Nintendo's multiplayer is...
not as robust. It's not as robust.
It's
It'll be nice. It'll be nice.
It's baking in the oven.
It's new.
It's digesting.
It's new.
It's finding its way.
It's new. Next news item, coming from Adam Bankhurst, No Man's Sky, with a new update called The Abyss, adds aquatic narrative and submarine vehicles to the mix. John, I was excited to try the new No Man's Sky. It was fun, but
you did play it longer than I did.
Yeah, but I quickly got sucked back into new games and different things to play, so kind of got pulled away there, and obviously I have a lot on my plate now with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and with Red Dead Redemption Dos. That's 2 in Spanish, John.
Yes.
Plus, there's other games I'm going to want to play in the future. I'm going to be picking up a Switch sometime to play with you and same name, also named Kyle, in case you don't get that context. His name is Kyle, so we call each other same name. Same name, I miss you. I hope you watch this episode.
Hi, same name.
Hey, I'm going to be visiting you in December. But we already talked about this. I texted you.
By same name.
We'll talk again soon. I don't know if it'll happen. Whatever.
Back to
Anyway.
No Man's Sky. Sharks
back
be
to-
scary. That's what I have to say about this aquatic update.
Yeah,
Is it
but
even going to have sharks? Are
I
there
don't know.
any animals in the water?
There's probably going to be things in the water.
Are they just doing this because Minecraft did a water update that was kind of cool?
But here's the thing to me, John, about this. There's already so much to explore in No Man's Sky.
There's a
Like,
lot.
it's so hard to get all the plants or all the animals on a given planet.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going to add the water into the mix, even more space to explore. Good Lord, I'm still in like only the third.
Where do you find the time? I mean,
I'm only in,
just
like, the third or fourth system.
He could spend 40
I
hours
mean-
on one planet now. Like, that could be his whole entire
Yeah.
experience with No Man's Sky.
I did get a freighter though. I got a freighter.
Nice.
Which she never came online to check out, but that's partly my fault because I didn't push you to do it. And,
Yeah.
we were doing other things.
Yes.
So that's cool that they're adding more content, but good Lord, I don't have enough time to experience it all.
No. But for those of you who are playing, hey, more stuff.
Next news item, John. This one coming from Capcom and Jesse Wade reporting Monster Hunter World has shipped 10 million units, which breaks a Capcom record.
Remember, shipped is to stores.
Not sold.
Sold through, which is to consumer. But still, that means that enough people had been buying them as consumers to make stores ask for a total in 10 million, which is awesome. Apparently, I don't really. Are we sure Resident Evil hasn't done 10 million before? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe in
Not a single.
maybe not in one generation.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, but that's great.
But yeah, so
Further proof that Monster Hunter is the best thing they own.
So when is Monster Hunter Ultimate coming out? It's going to include everything that's ever.
Oh, you
existed.
mean Monster Hunter Ultimate, like
Not the
Ultimate?
Ultimate. Not
Yeah.
not
Because there was Monster
I
Hunter
mean,
Tri Ultimate.
Yeah. You know what I meant. Jeez.
Ultimate Squared?
The Ultimate, like underline all caps.
Or are we just gonna start calling it MOW? MOW. Mao? Monster. Wow. Sorry. Monster Hunter World. MHW. Mao.
Where did you get the O?
I'm having a stroke.
I mean, there is one in world, but
Yeah, that's where.
you just skip the first letter. All right, John. Well, on that note, let's move on to our next news item. And this one regarding Red Dead Redemption 2 has reportedly, according to Gabe Gerwin, I'm sorry I have to keep leaning in my contacts. It's just been a long day of staring at computer screens.
To be fair, the lettering is abysmally small right
and
now.
I have the
Oh, there we
brightness
go.
down. Red Dead Redemption 2 achieves the biggest opening weekend in entertainment history, pulling in a reported $725 million over 3 days.
Take that, Avengers. Infinity War.
John just doesn't like when everybody dies at the end. Oh, and if you haven't seen that movie, spoiler alert. But really, you haven't seen it yet? Come on.
Let's just say ashes are involved.
Come on.
You'll get what we mean.
But this does get a little bit of an asterisk because it's
Yes.
not the biggest opening ever. The
No.
biggest opening ever
Still
belongs
goes
to
to
Rockstar still, and that would have been GTA 5. But GTA 5 came out on a Tuesday.
As I had, we've discussed with him before we started filming, in which to my point, hey, congratulations, Rockstar. You did even worse than your last outing. You made $1 billion in a day, and your other game can't even make $1 billion in 2 days. What's wrong?
Clearly
Come
you're
on.
slipping. Clearly you're slipping.
No, that's great. I knew it wasn't going to do better than Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, it's Red Dead 2, not Red Dead 5. So, and I feel like
Well, and
GTA
Red Dead-
is just more appealing as a
To
whole.
the masses.
To the masses, because it's like modern day.
Not everybody wants to deal with cowboys and
Cowboys
horses. And, yeah.
and horse testicles that freeze and shrink. That just seems nonsensical to me. Why you wasted, I don't know how many man hours on that.
Oh, what
Great
about the hat,
for the
man?
detail, but I don't even know about the hat. What's wrong with what? Tell me about the
Oh,
hat.
people keep losing their hats.
People keep losing their hats? What is this, Mario? The monkey steal it all over again? Are we back in Nintendo 64
They just
land?
blow
What's
up.
going on? They blow away?
Although I will say there's some hilarious videos out there of different glitches and other mishaps So my cousin Jordan and I were going back and forth last weekend. You briefly popped in and said hi to us, but I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey and stuff like that, and I got super excited. I Spartan kicked a guy off a cliff, and it was great. So I took a video of it and sent it to Jordan because I was like, okay, not only does a Spartan kick in the game, but I got to kick a guy off a cliff to kill him. Dream come true. But then Jordan took some shots. He was having trouble controlling his horses, and
excellent.
He kept running into trees and dying. And the horse would die. And then eventually killed him. And then he stole a stagecoach and was trying to get into a barn, but he didn't slow down enough to let them open the doors.
Oh, so he just ran straight into the door.
Straight into the door, and the first two horses fell down. And they ran over the guy that was opening the door for him.
So you take all this time to make horse testicles feel realistically real and shrinking cold, but you can't take the time to make a stagecoach blow through some barn doors that haven't been opened yet? What is wrong?
There are some arguments out there about them trying to make it too realistic.
Oh well, to each his own. I'm sure it's amazing. I just haven't bought it, and I'm probably not going to anytime soon.
Yeah, John will buy it if it's like he gets a whim
$20.
and it's on sale for dirt cheap. But good luck getting that game for $20 because it's Rockstar.
Soon.
Yeah, it's Rockstar. Has GTA 5 even sold for $20 yet?
It was actually $20, I think, twice this year.
Briefly on sale.
Yeah. They're almost as bad as Nintendo on lowering their prices.
Yeah. All right. Next news item. Going back to the Nintendo Switch, and hey, guess what? We got a lot of sales numbers for you. Gabe Gerwin once again reporting Switch sales passed 22 million. And not only that, John, Zelda Breath of the Wild has hit 10 million copies sold. That is fantastic numbers for Nintendo and fantastic numbers for Zelda.
Take that, Monster Hunter World. 10 million sold. Sold through to consumers. What now?
After the debacle that was the Wii U, I'm incredibly pleased to see the Switch selling well.
That's almost as many of the Breath of the Wild game as there are actual Nintendo Wii U's in the wild.
That's true. That is true. And it's almost a attach rate of 50% too on the Switches.
Yes, almost.
So that game's, you love to see the core properties, core titles do incredibly well, have a high attach rate like that. So Zelda selling well and Switches selling and console selling well is very good for Nintendo. I'm excited to see that. Hopefully they continue to give lots of those first party big titles support and keep those, coming out, because when those titles come out, Nintendo does very well. And we didn't see a whole lot of it on the Wii or the Wii U.
No.
Not as much as we should have, at least. In my opinion. Next news item, John. This one. Let's go into our friends over at EA.
Oh.
Our friends at...
there?
EA Dice announcing, according to Steve Pettit. Steven.
Sure.
Alright, whatever. Sorry.
Thanks, Steve.
Battlefield 5 won't include microtransactions at launch.
Okay, so when?
And they say they want to make sure that their game is not pay to win. They want to make sure it's an even playing field. They want people to play and enjoy. According to the article.
So pink camo for your character while playing in multiplayer?
According to the article, DICE said, quote, "We want players to get hands-on experience with their company," the name of the player's collection of items, "the progression system, and earning company coin before introducing premium currency." So it's coming.
Company coin.
Yeah, whatever. Balanced rock, paper, scissors gameplay has always been the foundation of Battlefield series, and our belief is that real-world money should not enable pay-to-win or pay for power. End quote. John.
Hey.
I got one response for this. I'll believe it when I see it.
I got one response to this. Just go back to Battlefield Bad Company 2 style multiplayer for the love of everything. And your game will sell. And you won't need microtransactions.
Debatable. Everybody needs microtransactions. EA needs microtransactions. Heaven forbid that, company just relies on their game sales.
Correction. corporate shareholders demand microtransactions. Because it's free money. It's all it is. It's free extra money. Stop handing over extra money. Unless you absolutely want to. If you understand that you're just giving them extra free money, then I guess fine. But if you think you're getting perceived value of something, then it's not really.
That, and along with like Assassin's Creed, that sort of thing, you can buy these boosters now where it's like you can skip some of the progression, but it's like, aren't you just kind of cheating yourself out of the experience at that point? Like, hey, I don't want to invest that much time in this game.
Yeah, basically what you're saying is I don't want to play the game, so then don't buy the game. Or, on the flip side, that means that the developer wanted you to buy the pack, so they forcibly put extra hours of gameplay in there that are grindy.
Guess what, John? I'm already over-leveled for areas, and I haven't been grinding at all. I've just been going to the different areas and taking care of, those...
Then why even have
objectives?
Microtransactions in the first place?
Because if you want to skip that stuff and you don't want to do it, I don't know. Speaking of Assassin's Creed, John.
Yes.
Speaking of Assassin's Creed, Colin Stevens reporting that the first live event for Assassin's Creed Odyssey has been canceled for the second time due to technical issues, or seemingly due to technical issues.
Is this not a single-player game?
It is a single-player game. So these live events, they had them in Assassin's Creed Origins as well. So it's kind of like special bosses or special things like you can fight and to get special items.
So it's like the like weekend monster hunts in Monster Hunter World?
Yeah. Or
like the Hitman special contracts or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a live event. It's only, for a few days, usually for a weekend or something like that. So the first one has been canceled twice due to some issues. Demise the Indifferent is who you were hunting, but they have had one go off involving...
Sounds like Demise needs some Viagra. Sorry. He's canceled twice. What's his deal?
I need a moment.
He needs some machismo. Believe in yourself, Demise. Believe in yourself. You can do it. You can continue now.
Anyway, because people love dead air. There was a special event that went through, and that was the first ship event, which was Blackwind Epic Ship.
Blackwind.
The Blackwind was an epic ship that you could take on for special things. And then there's another one coming called the Tyrant, another ship. So I don't know if it was just the land issue, the issue was with the land, hunting a mercenary on land, or if it was what it was, but that first one had issues, but they are still able to roll out some. So
I guess it's
that's
breaking
just
something in the game and they haven't fixed it yet.
Yeah, they just said they were having issues trying to get it to populate, to show up, something like that. Which, in Assassin's Creed Origin, it was always a static point you went to.
Hey, there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong in an open world game, so take all the time you need.
Yeah, and that stuff's not the biggest deal in the world. That's more end game content if you want to keep playing. It's something additional to do. You already have an
entire game to run through and have fun with.
And if you're really desperate, you can buy the Season Pass, which will have some more actual story content, and then you can get the Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, which if you want to subject yourself to that, go for it. That's on you, though.
Good old Benjamin Franklin.
John, next news item here. I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking. We're just going through. You go ahead and take this one.
PlayStation 4 surpasses 85 million units sold. According to Jonathan Dornbush, hey, we haven't heard him all day, Sony has revealed that the PlayStation 4 and PS4 Pro, there's your caveat right there, have combined sold 86.1. Why didn't you just leave that as your thing and not the 85.1 million units as of the end of the company's last fiscal quarter? In Sony's earnings report for Q2 of fiscal year 2018, which ended on September 30th, the company reported 3.9 million PS4 units sold, which tacked on to the 82.2, which had been sold previously, totaling up to 86.1 million lifetime sales.
That's a lot of units.
It should be noted that this new figure is down from the same period last year, in which Sony reported 4.2 million units sold.
Okay, and while I get like maybe some financial people would be like, oh no, it's going down like the rate from last year. Think about how long this console's been out. 6 years, isn't it?
2013. 5.
So almost 6. Well, 5, yeah.
Yeah.
5. So I mean, 5 years, and it's
Coming
sold,
up on 6.
It's still selling that much. It's pretty dang good.
The fact that it has sold over 85, I think, when this generation was first starting, they predicted that Xbox and Sony would total 80 million, roughly, analysts were, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
So the fact that the PlayStation alone has gotten over that predictor, really good. And remember, now we have the Switch, so we're going to add that in. That's got 22. We could probably say Xbox is sitting
at least
around
50.
30 something.
I think it'd be close to 50.
PlayStation's been selling over 2 for every Xbox console, unless it's changed. The last time I heard it was 2 to every
So let's
one
say
Xbox.
at least 40 then.
At least, yeah.
So we're talking at least 140 million
Somewhere around there would be a good ballpark.
this
Yes.
generation. That's pretty good.
Which is good.
Pretty good.
Which is good.
Next news item, John. Our penultimate news item. If I can get it to switch over here. Hey, there we go. John.
Yo, speak to me.
I don't know if I want to, because I feel like this is going to upset you.
No.
All right.
Alright. According to Nick Santangelo, our boy Nick, Pokemon Let's Go is probably the last Pokemon game Junichi Masuda will direct. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, because you bring me great joy.
Masuda.
Masuda has worked on every mainline Pokemon game to date, but Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee will possibly be the last Pokemon RPG he directs. Masuda dropped the news in an interview for Pokemon's official website. In the interview, Masuda spoke about how he enjoyed working on a Pokemon game for the new Nintendo Switch and brainstorming how to connect the game with Pokemon Go. He also explained why he's likely stepping away from directing the series. Quote, I was the one who worked on the base game concept document for Pokemon Go and Eevee in that original concept. I had the idea of introducing new Pokemon through the mobile game, said Masuda. I wanted to realize that goal by creating games that could connect with Pokemon Go and feel somewhat similar to it without feeling like we were copying it. Given my involvement in Pokemon Go's development, I felt that I was probably the best person to direct these games. It was also interesting to work with Nintendo Switch. There's a lot of technology packed into the hardware that we were all trying to discover at Game Freak. For example, developing the Pokeball Plus and working with Bluetooth to facilitate the connection with Pokemon Go were both very interesting things that I had a chance to work on as the director this time. But at the same time, it's important to have the younger generation at Game Freak take over the development of Pokemon as a series. I do believe this will probably be, in terms of the main Pokemon RPGs, the last time that I work as the director. So it sounds like he's going to maybe follow this, quote, spin-off of interactive, not necessarily a traditional game style play of Pokemon. And he's going to let the younger kids take over the mainline series, which, I think that's great. You do something for 20 years, especially as a creative person, chances are you want to, branch out and do something else. And it sounds like he has an opportunity to branch out and do something else within the same company, which is an even better opportunity because you don't have to move. So,
well, here's the thing too. He says he won't direct the game. That doesn't mean he won't be involved in the game creations.
Be like executive producer.
Yeah, he may be more of an overseeing type role as opposed to being more hands-on with it. He may be able to give the new game director guidance and sort of that way give them advice and kind of work with them to continue the series, but he won't be directly overseeing the production of the game. But John, on top of that, in my mind, there's this thing like you see it every once in a while where somebody creates something that's beloved and then somebody else tries to take it over and put their own spin on it and it kind of loses its mojo. But at the same time, at this point, with how long this game's been around and stuff, like you and I, we grew up with it, and I'm sure whoever's going to be taking over next has been around, played it enough. It's probably a fabric of their gaming
probably grew up
lifetime. Yeah, exactly. So that they'll treat the series, the IP, the franchise with the, I guess, love and respect it deserves.
Like J.J. Abrams in Episode 7. And hopefully Episode 9.
Man, why did you not do 8? That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. So I think, while it's, I guess, maybe sad to see him step down as the director of, Pokemon, the mainline Pokemon games, I don't think he's going to be completely absent from the process of making them in the future. He'll just hand over the more day-to-day operations to somebody new.
Sounds like he still wants to work at the Pokemon Company. He just wants to do something different, which is understandable.
So, but, he's leaving it in good hands, I'm sure, and
remember,
we'll see
it's
what
not one person at that studio that makes all of the game. It's
one man does not a game make.
Tons of people.
One man does not a game make. John, time for our topic of the show. Our final news item and our topic of the show. And it's going to be Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Had a Nintendo Direct a few days ago. Yesterday.
It'll be a few days ago by the time this is posted online.
Alright, so basically another 40-minute Nintendo Direct, which I didn't really understand that they had an extra 40 minutes of material to work through. They went over some really boring stuff, like how you unlock music, how you unlock nickety-knack things. They did go over in-depth a new mode called Spirit Mode, which is where basically like challenged fights, there's conditions, so like sometimes the stage is completely on fire. And if you have a spirit that's attached to your character, a spirit is a character from one of the many numerous franchises that are shown in Smash through their playable characters, not just Nintendo franchises. We're talking about if Solid Snake is a playable character, which I know he is, there's spirits from the Metal Gear Solid series that you can slap onto Mario, and it might make him immune to the fire on the stage floor. It could give him a boost in attack, maybe some defense. So there's lots of stat changing going on there with the spirits to help you hopefully take on the challenge fight to get another new spirit. You can level up each spirit individually. There's primary spirits, there's support spirits. You can have one primary spirit attached to your character, up to 3 support spirits attached to that primary spirit to help boost you into greatness. They introduced 2 new fighters? 3 new fighters.
2 new fighters. We're
Piranha Plant, which will come if you buy the game, like when it comes out. It's going to come later as a free update. It's a limited thing, so I'm guessing you have to buy it before the game comes out, or before they do this. And then Incineroar, which is one of the new starter Pokemon. It's final form from Pokemon Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon.
That's a Pokemon?
It is a Pokemon.
What have they done to that franchise?
That's the fire type Pokemon. How far away have we strayed from Charizard? It's very sad. I did not pick that fire type Pokemon because the starter Pokemon, which was a fire cat, actually looked cool turning into some WrestleBro fire cat thing. I was like, okay, I'm not into WWE that much, so yeah, I'm going to go with the green owl guy who looks like a ninja at the end, which is way cooler. Anyway, I digress. And another Street Fighter character who is an Echo Fighter of Ryu. Ken, thank you. So they introduced those. They also said that they're going to make 5 additional fighters in the future. They haven't even started really making those fighters. They've been trying to perfect the original game. You can buy the Fighter Pass. It's a season pass. It gets you all 5 fighters with all other 5 additional stages. And the rest of the music tracks they will add that come with those fighters in those stages for $25. Or you can buy them for $6 a piece. So you're going to save money if you do the Fighters Pass. However, it's not clear when that stuff's coming out, so you could just wait until you see what's coming out. I'm sure they'll still let you do the Fighters Pass later. The biggest news, the part
burying the lead, John,
I'm excited about,
Burying the lead.
I always bury the lead. Because I like to save the best for last. That's why I eat my bread at the end of the meal. Because it's good.
Depends what type of bread we're talking about.
If it's pizza, you can't really eat the bread at the end of the meal. You have to eat it at the same time you eat the whole pizza. However, if it's like garlic bread, it's like you have some of that at the beginning, and then you make sure you have some at the end.
I get that. I support that.
So, the garlic bread of this whole thing, the adventure mode, which will replace what used to be Subspace Emissary, which was like my favorite thing of all time, is called World of Light. And it deals with those spirits, and there's a big map, and you run your character around, and there's challenge fights again. I don't know if it's attached to the spirit mode. I don't know if spirit mode is just called World of Light, and they're just trolling us, and that's like what it is. But there is an adventure mode, and it looks like it's actually going to keep people like myself who don't want to just play online all the time busy. You have to unlock every character in the game except for, I think, 8 that start
Starters.
with. 8 starters, which is the amount that started in the original Smash Brothers game. So lots of odes to old games by making them new. I'm excited that we'll actually have to unlock everyone again.
Gives you something to work towards.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to do Super Sudden Bunny Rabbit Death Mode again.
Aw, yeah. That's the best way, man. Like, the action's just hot and heavy.
Those matches are done in like 5 seconds. Tops.
Well, I
Especially
mean, you
when
can,
you have
you can
the
add
bacon
more.
here. And now that they make the screen like sink in so that your characters have to get next to each other within like a few seconds, oh my gosh, it's just going to be ridiculous. So yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Lots of news, lots of extra exciting things, new characters, even more additional characters in the future. They're going to support the thing. I don't know, when does this guy have time to sleep? The director of this game. I feel so bad for him. It's like he gets done making the game and then he's like, no, not one more, but wait, one more. And he's like a car salesman. He just keeps going. So yeah. That's what happened at the Direct.
The question is, are they going to slip another Direct in there somewhere?
No, he did say this was the last Nintendo Direct.
I swear we've heard that before, though.
You can pre-order the game now. He said it's actually available to pre-order, so they've unlocked it on the eShop. If you do buy it through the eShop, you get 600 gold coins instead of 300
Some
gold
bonus
coins. So
gold
you get
coins.
double the gold coins.
You get 10% instead of 5.
Yeah, which gold coins,
whatever,
remember, every gold coin is worth 1 real penny. So, right now I'm up to like, I got a nice stash of gold coins that I could discount a game off of if I really wanted to. Or get one for free.
Depends if you're going for a $60 game or...
Oh, well, it would be discounting a $60 game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're... Depends what you're going for. So, finally, we've got our big picture of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
It's going to be the
I know
biggest
you're excited.
Super Smash Bros. Game of all time.
I'm excited. You're excited. It's one of those games that's one of the games why I'm getting the Switch. Because the first Super Smash Bros., like, when I first played it, it was just like... my eyes, were opening to the world for the first time. One of those moments.
First one I played was the one on the GameCube.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
didn't
That actually surprises me.
Didn't play the 64 one.
How long have I known you?
A long ass time. Since 2005. So 13 years.
Oh, God. Our relationship's in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Or just about.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But, yeah, I mean, that shocks me. With your love of the game, the fact that you didn't play the original first.
When I moved here, my neighbor, who basically became an unofficial grandma and grandpa, they had a 64 with the original Smash Brothers. So that's where I got the taste of that.
Connie for the win.
Yeah, Connie for the win.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm excited about that. Along with, I can't wait to play Zelda. I got a taste of it playing it on yours, but obviously I couldn't steal your Switch long enough to actually sink some hours into that game. I did beat the main story of Mario Odyssey, but obviously there was more to do after
like a
beating
whole other
the story.
game.
Yeah, so looking forward to playing that. But yeah, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is one of the reasons why I'm going to be getting the Switch. I'm looking forward to it so much. I don't know if I'll get it in time for the launch, but you better believe I'll be over here pretty quickly playing it with you if I don't get it.
I'm still unlocking stuff in Mario Kart 8.
I know. I was with you last week when we played it.
I don't understand.
Still unlocking things. It's crazy. Nintendo support for that game has been pretty nuts. Keep adding new things, and I probably would expect the same from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Well, we know we're at least getting 5 extra fighters, so.
Yeah, but I mean,
bet they will be balanced. Will hopefully be balanced.
They may not
When
be
you're
balanced at
balancing
first, but
upwards of 75 characters in a fighting game.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. That's for sure. So. We have our big picture look at Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I know you're buying it. I'm going to be buying it, and I can't wait to sink some hours into it. Like you said, can't wait to do bunny mode and just wail on each other. It's going to be fun, and so trying to unlock all those characters is going to be a fun challenge that I look forward to. Because do you know which 8 characters are we starting with? Are we starting with the original 8? Because I feel like if you don't do that, you're missing out.
I feel, was Fox in the original?
I feel like he was.
I think we are starting with the original 8. I feel like we are.
I hope so. I haven't looked into it that much just because I don't have that much time to look into all these Nintendo Directs, because I don't need 40 minutes to get all this information.
And I feel like you're unlocking them in the order they appeared in the series.
And then the newest ones will be last.
I think so, yeah.
Interesting. Well, anyway, that'll wrap it up for our news items, John. Before we go, one last thing that we always cover. What are you going to be playing this
Diablo
week?
3. Duh. I just downloaded it.
Are you even going to ask me?
I know you're going to be playing Odyssey. What are you going to be playing, Kyle?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, John. Why would you even ask? Why would you even ask? Of course I'm going to be playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Looking forward to playing it some more, progressing in the story. I've got my feet wet. Now I'm kind of getting into more of the meat of the story.
Every time I call you, I always hear men getting beat, just.
Oh, I've killed a lot of people.
Wailed on.
Killed a lot of people.
And I have to say, it's quite comical, the noises. I have to imagine the person doing the VO must have been dying.
I really want that job. I really want that job. Just doing voiceover work for video games, especially ones where I'm just dying over and over again.
Yeah.
That'd be solid paycheck. Pretty solid paycheck. Well, that'll wrap things up here for episode 20 of the Gamefall podcast. He's John McVeigh.
He's Kyle Sherman.
And we will see you next time.